Hello and welcome back to NJCDC's Loft. My name is Steven Ostos, a student at Compete for Life. I'm here with
Reynaldo Gonzalez, and I'm also a student here at Compete for Life.
Danny Gonzalez, your host.
And Brian Miranda, the director of Compete for Life at John F. Kennedy High School.
All right. How are you guys feeling today?
I'm good.
I'm pretty excited about what we're going to be talking about today. Feel like it's been a long time coming.
I mean, the episode came out when did the episode come out?
3 weeks ago.
Like 3 weeks
ago.
ago.
Like,
the
right?
episode came out I think a week ago, but we talked about it 3 weeks ago.
Right.
But
That's what I'm saying. It's been a long time coming.
This episode, we're going to be talking about DC superheroes. Last time we were all together, we talked about Marvel superheroes.
Marvel Rivals.
Rivals, yeah. You know, that's still going strong.
So now we got to show a little bit of love,
to
the competitor.
yeah, you know, got to keep things fair, you know what I mean?
Right.
First off, I want to ask, what your favorite DC superhero is.
No one really talks about Red Tornado.
Oh,
okay.
I like him a lot.
That is interesting. I only know Red Tornado through the Justice League cartoons.
Yeah, me too. I don't know too much about his backstory.
Yeah. He's like a Superman, or is he his own thing, or like?
I think he's his own thing.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know exactly what his powers are either. I know he makes tornadoes,
Yeah.
and he's red, and his whole body is red. That's basically it.
And he's a robot too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a robot.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's crazy. That's such a wild pick.
Yeah, right?
Not an obscure pick, because I'm sure maybe our fan base knows who Red Tornado is more so than we do. But
Yeah.
But that's interesting. What about you, Danny?
Mine is Kite Man, obviously. No. I would say that's real, by the way. Kite Man is a real person.
He is real.
Is a real character.
Yeah.
But I mean, probably Batman. I mean, I don't know. He's the guy. He's the guy. You know what I mean? But I mean, there's a lot of good superheroes, but I think Batman is just the one that was people say oh yes, Superman is probably the most popular, but I think Batman is just he has as much popularity, I would say, within the DC heroes as Superman does. But it's kind of a boring pick, but it's come on.
No, I think Batman's one of the few heroes that kind of transcends. I think Marvel fans appreciate Batman.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So Batman's cool. I love Batman. Anytime Batman drops a movie, I'm just I'm in there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think
can't go wrong.
Well, I think too, it's like you said, it transcends itself. I feel like there's some superheroes like Spider-Man. Everyone likes Spider-Man, everyone likes Superman, everyone likes Batman. Where it becomes even if you're not following the specific DC, you know who these characters are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They transcend that rivalry that DC and Marvel kind of have.
Yeah.
Where everyone can enjoy them.
Sure.
But for me, I think my favorite superhero, which is probably going to be a boring pick too, I really got to say it's Superman for me. It's really Superman for me. I really like Superman. I like his lore. I like how it's kind of different from other superheroes because I feel like in comparison, Spider-Man, right? He has to put on the costume to become Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
But originally he's just Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Whereas with Superman, I feel like the costume is Clark Kent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's kind of
Exactly.
that reverse, Yeah. So I don't know. I always kind of really just enjoyed that about Superman and just kind of the thematic stuff that I could find in a Superman comic book. It's really deep to me. So
Yeah, for sure.
So Superman. Yep.
Okay. What about you, Steven?
I don't have an answer, but I think for now I'm landing on Green Lantern.
Okay.
That's a popular choice.
Which Green Lantern though?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, just Green Lanterns. Just Green Lanterns in general.
I would say the Lego version of Green Lantern.
The Lego Green Lantern.
I love Lego games.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe it's the Lego games in general. I just love those variations of the characters.
Yo, Lego Batman. Do you see the Lego Batman movie?
I've never seen
I love
Lego
that
Batman
movie.
Peak.
Yo, you gotta watch it.
I've never seen any of the Lego movies, never played any of the Lego games. I hear they're really good though.
Yeah, they are. I did play some of the Lego games as a kid myself. I played Lego Indiana Jones was the one I had.
Nice.
I think I had a Marvel superheroes Lego game as well.
That's the one that I always hear about. I hear that the Lego Marvel game has so many Easter eggs for
Oh yeah, for sure.
diehard fans. So
100%.
That's dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
But are you excited for the new Green Lantern show that's coming?
There's a new Green Lantern show.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
Breaking news.
There's a live there's a live action Green Lantern show that's coming out on HBO.
Oh, I might have to give that a watch when it
Yeah,
comes
it
out.
hasn't come out yet, but it's coming out. Yeah,
Yeah.
Going
So,
So a question I had was that since you said Batman, it's like kind of like the Spider-Man kind of conversation. Which variation of Batman do you like?
Which variation of Batman? Honestly, probably my favorite variation of Batman. I like, okay, because you got like classic, Batman the animated series, Batman with First of all, Kevin Conroy, he's in a lot of different Batman, but he's the GOAT
is
of all
he
time.
your definitive Batman?
I think he is my definitive Batman as far as like the voice and the like performance of Batman.
Right.
100% undeniable.
Kevin Conroy.
Like you can't give it to anybody else. I mean, like other people have done it well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like Roger Craig Smith, he did his rendition of Batman in Arkham Origins, Batman Arkham Origins, the video game. But I would say probably I was gonna lead up to my favorite Batman or rendition of Batman specifically is probably from the Arkham games because
I had a feeling you were gonna say that.
Yeah,
It's
because
like,
I mean, I said Roger Craig Smith, and he was in Arkham Origins because he like stepped in while they were making the last game of like the Batman trilogy. They were making another game on the side, so kind of like pad it, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so they had him, and they had Troy Baker as the Joker.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So I think they did both really well for
stellar
their
cast.
jobs. Yeah, for 100%.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And now that kind of Mark Hamill is now stepped down, or saying that he's stepping down as a Joker because he doesn't want to do it
without
Kevin.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I know.
It's without Batman.
Yeah, that's
Crime has no punchline.
Right?
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
It's a good callback.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Nah, but I would say Arkham Batman, probably animated Batman is probably second.
With that in mind, what is your thoughts about the new Absolute comics that are coming out?
Oh.
Brian, I'll let you go first if you want to.
Well, to be honest, the Absolute. So I know they're either they're out or people can pre-order them already.
I think
they can get them, right?
Yeah, I think they're out.
I think they're out, right?
Yeah.
My
A few of
go-to
them.
is Amazon. So
I feel like Absolute Batman is out already.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
So, to be honest with you guys, the only thing that I know about that strain of comic books that are coming out now is that Darkseid has something to do with these new variations of these heroes, right? Like kind of like what they did in Marvel with like the Ultimate Marvel thing with the creator, right?
Yeah, with the maker.
The maker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. People are saying that the Absolute Universe is like their ultimate universe, basically.
And that's kind of that's what I got out of it too. But I don't know if maybe I misunderstood something.
No, I would say that's accurate. So like the Absolute Universe, I think it's just like it was a universe created by Darkseid. And he I think it's a universe without hope or something along that. And he's like, to my understanding of it, he's like ingrained within like that universe. So everything is like different. Like, so Batman, for example, Absolute Batman is a story of a Batman who's not rich, whose dad was like an architect or something, or he's something like that, right?
He's an absolute unit.
Yeah, he is an absolute unit. His quad is as big as your whole body.
Yeah, I was just like his chest is just so.
Like I've only ever seen that one picture of him like hunched over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what I don't like is just like his bat sign.
Yes.
on it looks whack.
Yeah, I know. People, I remember when they first announced it and they saw it, like the creator of I guess one of the creators of the comics, he was like, the more angry comments I get, the wider I'm gonna make this Batman logo. And it's crazy because in the comics, that logo, he's like hardcore. He takes out, it comes out, and it's like an axe, and he chops off somebody's hand with his bat axe.
Like this Batman is like a lot more brutal, obviously.
Yeah, but he doesn't kill. Yeah. He doesn't kill.
He just maims you for life.
He just maims you. He's just without a hand. You know what I mean? I guess.
Gotcha.
What's low key crazy is that this applies to like obviously the other superheroes as well. Like I've seen like reels on Instagram about like Absolute Martian Manhunter or like Absolute Flash.
Yeah.
Actually, Absolute Gorilla Grodd as well. And apparently, it's like said that he's actually Barry Allen's like best friend.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Like in this universe,
he's just like a small monkey.
Right.
I haven't looked super into the Absolute Flash, but I know that this Flash is apparently not Barry Allen. I thought it was like Wally West.
I wasn't sure myself. I just remember seeing the Flash, so I just assumed.
Yeah, but I know, but there's like these different variations of these characters that are supposed to be more like darker, I suppose. You know?
Right.
But I'm really enjoying the Absolute Batman. I've been like watching videos of people like kind of reading through the comics, and it's cool. It's definitely cool. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I got to get into it because I keep seeing a lot of just like all my social medias talk about it. So I'm just like, oh man, I should give this a shot.
I guess you should probably read the Superman one as well. Absolute Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some things about Absolute Superman. I don't know too much, but I know that like he has to like recharge his abilities, and he's also like on fire or something. His I like his design. It looks crazy. But yeah, but that's another one I have to look into.
What's your favorite DC movie?
No, there was. Can I say animated movies?
Yeah,
of course.
anything.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
My favorite one, I remember vaguely. It was where they were like in like ancient Japan. I remember like where Batman was a samurai.
Oh, Ninja Batman.
Yeah, Ninja Batman. That's what I meant to say.
You know they came out with a new Batman Ninja recently.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they did. No, no, not Fortnite Batman Ninja. There was like a Batman Ninja, like Batman versus the Yakuza or something.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
They
so
did
that's a
come out with
sequel
that,
to
yeah.
another Batman
Oh,
Ninja movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have to watch that. I know that came out.
What about live action, Ray? Do you have any live action DC movies that you really like, or not really?
I'm gonna say the most basic one, The Dark Knight Rises. That's I feel like that's the most bread and butter one that you can think
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
Okay.
What's
For a
crazy
movie.
is that I actually have never watched Dark Knight movies.
Never
You haven't
seen
watched the
it.
Dark Knight
I've
movies? I
never
feel like
watched
people would
any
say
of them.
their favorite live action Batman movie is
That trilogy.
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
You see, as of right now, my favorite one is the Batman, the most recent one.
Oh, yeah.
that
with
one's really
Robert
good.
Pattinson.
I kind of like that one more than the trilogy, to be honest.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. But the trilogy is really good too. Like you should like watch the trilogy.
Yeah.
But
You know that Batman, like the Batman movie, is kind of reminiscent. Have you ever seen the animated movie Batman Year One?
yes,
Mhm.
So I was giving heavy Batman Year One vibes. As based that you guys just say you watched it?
Yeah. I
Okay,
said
you
it.
did. You didn't. Basically, it was just Batman on his first year of being Batman, and he's still like kind of figuring stuff out.
right.
You know what I mean? And
It's amateur hour over here.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Which is weird because when you see there are some Batman origin stories that, like most of the Batman origin stories are like, you know, like you'll see Batman make a mistake and kind of like he was kind of getting beat up in the Batman a little bit. He was kind of
Yeah, he was definitely, the criminals were definitely getting their shots in. For
yeah,
sure.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
They were tagging each other for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you guys are familiar with like the Arkham games, did you guys play Arkham Origins or know of Arkham Origins?
I haven't
I know
played
of it.
Arkham Origins. I'm actually on Arkham Knight right now.
Okay,
Oh,
but you didn't
okay.
play Arkham Origins, but that's like, you know.
The first one I know, but it's because I didn't have a PS3 and the only way I could play was like to stream it.
Oh, okay.
I was not gonna play it like that.
Oh,
I
okay.
gotta play in the
Fair.
highest quality possible.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. That's
Right,
fair.
right.
But like in that Batman game, you got a Batman who was just starting out, but he was making kind of like awesome mistakes. Like he would accidentally choke someone out, and they like got passed out, and he was like, "Oh, I can't interrogate this guy now." You know what I mean?
He would make awesome mistakes.
He would make awesome. That's exactly how they explained
That's
it. It's like they
hilarious.
would make awesome mistakes. You know what I mean? Rather than him just getting like beat up. But yeah, I know the new Batman 2 is gonna come out and it's gonna be crazy. I know he's finally gonna have his cape. He's not gonna have that squirrel suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, from what I'm hearing, like I'm eagerly anticipating the Batman 2 movie
Mhm.
coming out with Robert Pattinson, but I keep hearing that they haven't even finished writing the script yet, so we're in for a long
Well,
wait.
yeah, we're gonna be for a
Seems
while.
like it. Yeah.
So I didn't get to answer the question from earlier, but
Go ahead.
I would say my favorite animated DC movie is Justice League Flashpoint Paradox.
Ah, okay. Like the one that started up the whole like universe.
Watchmen, right?
Well, I don't know if that's Watchmen per se. That's just Flashpoint. That's just basically like that was an animated movie that was just kind of told the story of like Flashpoint, right?
I just remember like the whole like Thomas Wayne being Batman
Yeah.
instead,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
gave the letter to Bruce at the ending of the movie.
Right.
I think like Flashpoint is something like reminiscent of like to do with the Watchmen comics, but those were like the Watchmen DC crossover thing. That was like only in the comics. I don't think they adapted that to like any movie.
I thought they
Yeah.
did. Oh man.
No, I know there's Watchmen movies,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
like nothing that adapted like that particular. story.
Here's a question for you guys: can we count Watchmen as DC now currently?
I guess it is, right?
Ray's just like
I
I
guess.
maybe like
It's complicated, right? Like I know
it is
because-
a little complicated. Yeah.
but like I would consider it now. I would consider it adjacent, like DC. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I would consider Watchmen just a part of DC now. Like
Yeah.
you know how like Constantine. Do you guys know who Constantine
Yeah,
is?
John Constantine.
John Constantine. He or his character, he had his own comic book, Constantine, right? And that was under DC, but then DC had its own like subprint called Vertigo Comics,
Mhm.
and that's what Constantine was under.
Which Vertical Comics?
So Vertigo Comics is it's under DC, but it's just like another subset of comics. And basically, Vertigo Comics just focused on more like mature comics.
You know,
and
this kind of
stories.
reminds me about what is it? I think it was the Colonel from KFC and how he got had a comic at the time for DC.
What?
He did? Oh, that's hilarious.
Yo, is the Colonel a DC superhero?
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yo,
like,
my favorite DC superhero is Colonel Sanders.
Colonel,
okay?
Colonel Sanders, actually.
Yeah.
No, but if you want to go that route, you could probably say, oh, Sonic.
Oh snap!
Right.
Yo, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have a crossover right now. Sonic.
yeah.
I did look through that. I saw that.
Oh,
one.
did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yo, that's good. That's a good one.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I'm just always thinking that DC. It's weird, right? Because I always feel like DC does better when they cross over with other properties.
Yeah.
they just make it more. I guess I don't know. In my opinion, maybe it's just like less serious because that's probably why the Lego versions of the DC characters are like my favorite because they're like serious enough, but they're also like just not serious at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They have a nice little balance.
Do you guys have any controversial DC Marvel topics? I guess maybe me. I would probably say that I think The Flash was not a bad movie.
Oh, that
That new Flash movie?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Really?
No.
that. Ray, do you have anything to say about the new Flash movie? Did you see it?
I saw a little bit of it. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it. Why didn't you like it?
It's only because of Ezra Miller. I don't like him.
Oh, okay.
I don't like Ezra Miller.
That's a great reason. That's
Okay,
a great
good.
reason.
I think that's probably why because I'm not I'm like sleeping under a rock when it comes to like this whole celebrity like drama and whatever.
Right.
So I just watched the movie for the movie, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like for me, I think my favorite live action Flash is Grant Gustin, right? Like he was the CW. I mean, he's
The
like
CW Flash.
it's not necessarily a hot take at all, right? It's a very mild take, very cold take.
Have you guys seen The Flash?
I've seen partway through it, but
I've never seen
I
it.
stopped watching.
I've seen a little bit of
It's
it.
good.
Is it good?
4 to
I
5.
hear it's like corny though.
I think. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess like, and especially in the later seasons, it gets corny.
Yeah.
Like
First
corny,
2 were like really good though.
Yeah.
From
Those
what I
were like
heard.
peak Flash, and they kind of like it kind of like died down a bit. You know what I
Right,
mean? But
right.
like I still enjoyed watching them. And there that I mean the whole that whole Arrowverse. There's a whole situation with that Arrowverse.
Right.
Talking about Arrow's pretty cool. The
Yeah.
whole Arrow show in general.
I don't know that much about him. I know that he has a show. I never really tuned into the show. I know that he's like his character. Like I don't understand his character either because I feel like he's like Batman, but there's already a Batman. So
I haven't watched too much of the show, but there are definitely like parallels and stuff.
yeah.
I know in the beginning he did kill. You know what I mean? And I think like he stopped.
he did?
killing. Yeah,
Oh.
I think at least in the show I think he did kill at the very start, but I think he stopped. But I know like in the whole CW universe there wasn't a Batman because they were making a Batwoman show at the time.
Right.
And
That
then
did not do good.
It did not do good. Yeah.
Right.
But they did actually have in that universe they had Kevin Conroy live action be Batman, a version
Yeah.
of Batman.
I heard about that. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I
Right.
can be okay with this.
With controversial opinion, I'll say it's not even controversial. Like what I want DC to do and Marvel, I want them to focus like movies and like games
hmm
on other characters. Like there was a Wonder Woman game that was supposed to come out.
Yeah, and it got canceled.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
another thing with DC, the same people who made Into and Across the Spider-Verse
Mhm.
made an animated Batman Beyond movie.
That was scrapped.
Yeah, I heard, yeah, and I saw it. They did like a whole scene. And it
Yeah, there
really
was
dope.
whole scenes on it. And then I remember the Batgirl movie. They
Canceled that
they
too.
immediately can't because I feel like DC Comics they don't want money.
Well,
They don't want it.
But here's the thing, now everything's kind of handled under James Gunn. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean?
Thing.
I do wonder though, like bringing it back to Ray's point, they were making a Batwoman movie or
Yeah.
Batgirl movie, something like that.
Yeah.
No, Batwoman movie, and Michael Keaton was supposed to cameo in that movie
Oh, snap.
as Batman from the Tim Burton movies,
Yeah,
and from
yeah.
the Flash movie too. But then, I don't know if like WB canceled the movie because James Gunn came out of nowhere and was just like, I'm gonna steer the ship now,
Yeah.
or if they canceled that movie prior to even James Gunn coming on board. So I don't really know, like, but
I would assume it would either be
But it's a
because
shame.
of I'm most likely if I'd put my money on it, I probably would say James Gunn. But another possible reason could have been because of the lack of success of the TV series.
True.
You know?
True.
So
True. I mean, when you look at it, when you compare the two, DC and Marvel, you can kind of say that Marvel has been more successful than DC in all fronts, kind of, right? Like,
well, yeah.
it maybe DC can say that they got the animated shows.
Yeah,
better
or
than
like
Marvel
yeah,
shows.
like the animated movies and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I think
even just their shows too. Like, I can't think of one good animated. Well, X-Men '97.
Well, there,
was really
I
good.
think I like the first. Like, there are a couple. Like, I watched the Spider-Man shows growing up. Like the the original, like not the original, but like the ones that I forgot what it was called.
Spectacular Spider-Man.
I did watch Spectacular Spider-Man. I was gonna mention that too. I really like that. It's Spectacular Spider-Man. I think that one was really good.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
That one was okay too, but I'm talking about the early one where it's like, bow, bow, bow.
Oh yeah, no, that's my Spider-Man.
Yeah. So
That's
I
the
like.
one that
I like that Spider. Yeah.
Nice.
That's the only way, because I think it's just called Spider-Man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's the only way I can
Yeah.
identify it. But there were a few good shows. But I see what you mean, though. I see what you mean. Like, they had like Justice League. They had Batman animated series.
Batman animated series.
Batman the
kinda
animated
goated,
series might
like-
be like the most
Right.
goated of all time.
Yeah.
You know what
Did
I
you
mean?
guys ever see Batman the animated series?
Have not.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Thank God.
And then
What?
no,
Why?
It's just so good.
You
no,
have
there's
to watch it.
Yeah.
there's one animated Batman that I absolutely loved as a kid. Batman: The Brave and the Bold.
Oh
I
yeah,
love that.
Yo, you know they're making the Batman movie that's going to happen in the James Gunn universe is going to be called Brave and the Bold,
Yeah,
right? But I believe it's going to be about Batman and
Damian.
Wayne. That's like the third Robin though, so they're going ahead in the timeline a little bit, which I'm okay with. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's something
So,
different. Yeah.
I would say, like, I think they might be making a comeback with this new James Gunn universe.
Yeah.
And one of the questions I wanted to bring up before we ended off today is like, what would you want to see from this new James Gunn? What direction do you want to see? What are some things you want to see in this new kind of clean slate?
It kind of reminds me of how like DC, they kind of just do like a bunch of random movies saying, "Oh, this is gonna restart the DC universe.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the new start."
Right.
And they kind of just scrap the whole idea, like with Black Adam or like
Yeah,
the
but
Flash.
I think that was more so The Rock trying to like you know what
That
I mean?
there's my controversial take. I didn't think Black Adam was a bad movie.
I loved Black Adam.
I didn't see Black
I liked
Adam.
it.
I
just
didn't
know-
love it, but I was just like, this is like any other superhero movie. Like I don't
Yeah.
understand.
I just thought
what-
it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe because Dr. Fate. I love Dr. Fate. He's
Dr.
so
Fate was
cool.
dope. Dr. Fate was dope. Man, my man Pierce Bronson played him, so that's probably another reason why I really like that movie.
I didn't watch the movie myself, but I know that like the only thing I heard about that movie was like The Rock was kind of trying to like really pivot everything, trying to be like, Black Adam versus Superman, and he didn't want to be in Shazam
Right.
and all this. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't know
That would've
Black
been-
Adam is a
like,
Shazam villain?
That
Right.
whole thing would have been so cool to see too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But about the new James Gunn, I would want to probably see maybe a new Green Lantern movie.
Mm.
Okay.
Other than the show, but like a whole movie that I could get to see in theaters. Maybe
Right.
Green Arrow as well. Something
Okay.
else like a build up to the Zack Snyder's Justice League, something like that.
Okay. They'll probably do, of course, they'll lead up to like something like
Justice
that. You know what I
League,
mean? I think they probably won't do a Green Lantern movie for a while. I think they're starting off with the show to softball it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But what about you?
One thing I would want to see with James, I want to see like either a comic or not even a movie with like the Teen Titans, but like going through all different ones and like how they all formed a team together. So like it would go through with Beast Boy, then Cyborg,
Right.
then you know what I mean? Like
I think that would happen through maybe other movies, like for example, Brave and the Bold. Like that has probably that's gonna have Robin in it, Damian Robin. So he might go to Teen Titans, and maybe we'll have another movie with Beast Boy and Cyborg. Cyborg is like a big kind of character as well. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I definitely see that happening. What about you, Bray?
Where do I want to see the James Gunn DC led go direction wise? I don't know. Like I'm remembering what the DCEU was like back when it was under. Well, it had a lot of people, right? Like it had Zack Snyder 1st was involved. Then it was Joss Whedon. I didn't really like the Joss Whedon direction
Okay.
that the DCEU took. I feel like for whatever reason, and you guys might debate me on this, I feel like the DC characters are a bit more serious than the Marvel characters.
Yeah.
Like I feel like thematically they deal with a little bit more darker kind of themes here and
Yeah.
there.
Then you got Plastic Man.
And yeah. I kind of want to see that. Like I want
The
to
more
see
darker side of DC, maybe.
Yeah. But darker side, like for example, I know for a fact, because I read the comic books, that Superman has a dark side. I'm not sure if this movie, the Superman movie that's coming out, like I would love to see a movie where we kind of explore that dark side of Superman.
Maybe.
You know
They
what I
might
mean?
do that.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like looking at the Superman trailer, I kind of feel like they're not going to go in that direction.
Yeah, I also
You know
see
what I
that
mean?
because it's like
Yeah.
introduction. He's still like kind of the Clark Kent,
Yeah,
like farm.
he's got
boy.
crypto. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just so wholesome.
Yeah,
Which at its core, that is what Superman is.
He's hope.
Like, he's the wholesome boy from Missouri, right, or Kansas, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kansas.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I just want to see it go a little bit more deeper,
yeah,
not so surfacey. I would also love to see the Watchmen get introduced to this as well.
yeah.
You know,
And that's like something I would also like to see. They're still doing Robert Pattinson Batman, but that's
Right.
kind of like
in the Elseworld.
yeah, the Elseworlds, right? They're kind of treating it like kind of like the Black Label comics, where it's like these are comics that are not necessarily part of the main canon,
Yeah,
but like
It's not
they
canon,
yeah, or you could say it's in another universe.
right.
And since that happens, and I think something to note is with James Gunn, I'll leave this off before we end this episode, is that James Gunn also has a really good relationship with Marvel, right?
Right.
So I would be like, well, yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm,
yo,
I see what
I'm
you're
saying?
cooking now. Yeah,
Maybe there might be some like kind of Elseworlds,
Crossover, yeah.
crossover or something. You know what I mean?
that would be dope.
Yeah,
That'd be
imagine.
dope. That'd be
So
dope.
actually, one more question I have before we end it off was that, or not a question, but like a statement of like, what would we want to see in the new DC universe, whatever?
Mhm.
Mhm.
More more villain related movies, like how we got Venom and stuff with Marvel, like maybe a Deathstroke movie or something.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, so that was Sony Marvel. Like, Sony did that. I think probably it could be done well. You know what I mean? But I'm also scared of that because most of the stuff that has been done has been kind of like, well, I guess not Black Adam, right? Black Adam is a separate story. But, like, I don't know. Like, Craven, you got Morbius. You got, you know what I mean? You got a few of those others.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you guys are saying. I see what you
Yeah.
guys are saying. But DC's credit, they made the Joker movie. The
Yeah.
first Joker movie. The second one wasn't that great, but the first one was really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think I remember when that came out.
Yeah,
I thought you said you didn't enjoy that movie.
I have my feelings about it. Like, but I definitely see how it's a conversation starter.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I have my personal feelings and takes about the first Joker movie,
Okay.
but I understand how it's I think it's an important piece of film to
Okay.
have out there. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
but it feels like it's just the Joker though, right? Like, because I don't think DC's made any other movies concerning their villains, have they?
No, well, Black
Adam.
Black Adam. I don't think they have, but I mean, I could see I could see that for
Like,
sure.
what if we saw a Clayface movie? How would that go?
They're making a Clayface movie, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, they
Ooh.
are. Yeah, that would be cool. I would love to
Yeah.
see that.
Like-
Clayface is actually one of my most underrated Batman villains of all time.
It's
Yeah.
crazy because I actually had like other questions
Mhm.
planned, like specifically not just your favorite DC villain, but like Batman villain.
You got the Rogues Gallery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got the best gallery, really.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think I would probably say Clayface, to be honest. Clayface was cool to me because he was introduced in the animated series.
Yeah, I was
He
about to say.
wasn't
I was
even-
mentioning that episode. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he wasn't even introduced in the comic books.
I would say for me, because it's a boring answer, but also because I love Mark Hamill Joker. You know what I mean? Like it's
Okay.
just
Yeah,
gonna be
Yeah, yeah.
Joker because he's like the way that he portrays that character. Like I said, is similar to like Kevin Conroy, where it's like he is like the one. He's the guy. You know what I mean? When it
Right.
comes to that,
Right.
you know. So I would say
Hello?
Joker for sure.
I say Doomsday. I like him a lot.
Well, I mean,
he's cool.
yeah. I guess so. I mean, he's more. I think he's more so like.
Yeah, I feel like he's more Superman.
Yeah, I mean, they all
Yes.
fought him. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
He was involved.
He is a Superman villain.
Actually, no, either him or Metallo. I like Metallo a
I
lot.
don't even know who that is.
Okay,
Metallo, he's another Superman villain that has like he's like a robot that's
Yeah.
like powered by kryptonite.
Oh,
because I remember in the animated series, Lex Luthor.
oh
Yeah,
yes.
he pretty much. He was like, I think he was dying, and Lex Luthor offered him like a new opportunity.
right.
But what ended up happening, he pretty much turned him into like a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember, he was like OP too. Like,
Yeah.
Justice League could not touch this dude. Like,
Yeah.
I remember that.
I would say my favorite villain. I would say Killer Croc or Bane. I just like the big kind of guys. DC in general. There's Polka Dot Man, Deadshot.
Polka Dot Man.
But like Killer Croc's another like tragic character similar to like
Yeah.
Clayface.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lot of like the like the Batman villains. You have like those tragic characters that were like kind of
Clayface, Killer Hawk, Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze again.
He's something else though. Mr.
love
Freeze. They
Freeze,
have like what I love is that Bane or like Mr. Freeze, they kind of also respect Batman in a way where like there are some comics that Batman died or something and they kind of just respected Batman.
I've seen that with Bane. I've seen that with Bane for sure. I'm not
Really?
sure about
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it for this episode. Well, thank you guys for coming here again and being willing to come here talk, you know.
Appreciate you guys so much. What's
Yeah.
going to be in the next episode?
I don't know. We'll just have to find out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know, I
There you
actually
go.
have a
Gotcha.
couple
Mhm.
suggestions.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
we'll get it figured
We'll
out.
get into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank
Alrighty.
you so much, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
having
having
us as well.